Hello, welcome to class. How you doing? All right, the title of our class today, or the topic, is tempo. What did I say? Tempo. Tempo is the topic we're going to be treating today in class. The first thing we're going to be looking at is, what is tempo? That's the first thing we will look at. All right, let's see what tempo is. Tempo is the speed or pace of a given piece. What did I say? Tempo is the speed or pace of a given piece. We can also define tempo as the speed at which a piece of music is to be played. So you can take either of the definition as being the speed or pace of a given piece, or we'll say it is the speed at which a piece of music is to be played. Tempo is indicated with an instruction at the start of a piece and is usually measured in beats per minute. That's why we can say BPM stands for beats per minute. So tempo is usually indicated at the beginning or the start of a piece of music. Don't forget that. When we change the beat of a song or music from fast to slow or vice versa, we are changing the tempo of that music. What are we changing? The tempo of that music. So always remember that when a piece of music or a song is changed from fast to slow or vice versa means a reverse of what you just said. We are changing the tempo of the music. For every piece writing in music, all composers must take into cognizance how fast or slow the music should be done. They must take into consideration. That should be the first point, the first call. It is the first thing to note that, oh, I want to write a song. The first thing I should do is what? Put it into consideration how fast or slow the song should be. Some songs can be slow, then move to fast, then back to slow. Some songs can begin with fast, move to slow, and go back to fast. Why some fast to slow? Why some slow to fast? So it depends on what the composer wants to do. That is why all the Italian words such as lento, andante, largo gives the musician an idea on the tempo of the music. So when you see these words, they are always written at the top of maybe a phrase or a section of the music. Once you see it, it's going to tell you, oh, I should sing here or play here fast, or I should sing or play here slowly. Is that okay? So we should take note of all of this. We have a video we are going to be watching in a short while. In the video, it was explained that a metronome is a clock machine that makes a steady ticking sound at any tempo you choose. This helps you stay on point to know the pace at which you should sing or play the song or music. So a metronome, again I said, is what? It is a clock machine. Yes, that's very correct. Remember, a clock machine. This metronome was invented by Johann Nepomuk Mazel in the year 1815. Can you see the year that this metronome came into existence? That was when it was created. The very first time a metronome was used was in 1815. That's what has helped us today to keep on point on how to get the right beats to make use of in a song. The metronome is written as m.m. crotchet equals 60, meaning 60 crotchets in a minute. You must play or sing 60 crotchet, and crotchet is one beat. So it is one as equivalent to a second in the minute. Do you know that particular rhyme or song that we sing? 60 seconds make 1 minute, 60 minutes make 1 hour. So the second time in the clock, if you look at the right side of this slide, you see a clock is moving the same way the metronome is moving. Is that okay? So that's how it is written. BPM stands for what? Beats per minute. The tempo of 60 beats per minute signifies 1 beat per second. That's what I just explained. While a tempo of 120 beats per minute is twice as rapid, meaning it has gone times 2. Instead of you to be playing tack, 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 you now start doing tick, tack, tick, tack, tick, tack, because it's now of a what? Fast or faster speed. All right, we'll be watching the video, but like I said, inside the same video, you are going to be seeing an explanation that talks about an orchestra. what do we understand by an orchestra? An orchestra is a large group of musicians who plays the musical instrument. The orchestra does not involve singing, but only what? Playing of musical instruments. And there are different musical instruments. It's like a family of instruments. All right? And that particular orchestra is being conducted or controlled by who we call a conductor. The conductor is the one who sets the tempo and shows the musicians what the beat is, so they could all play in time. When you have a conductor, it makes your work so organized. And there is a stick in the hand of the conductor that the conductor uses. They don't call it a stick, it's called a baton. I'm going to explain it again after the video. It's called what? A baton. So right away, we'll also look at the basic tempo markings. It talks about lento. Lento says slowly, that's like 40 to 60 beats per minute, yes, thereabout. Then we have grave that talks about slow and solemn, it's 20 to 40 beats per minute. We have adagio, which says it's slow and stately. Then we have largo, which we know is the most commonly indicated. It says it's a slow tempo. That one is also 40 to 60 beats per minute. Let's go right in and watch the video.
Let's take one of the musical examples that we were looking at when we were talking about rhythm. Let's hear it again, and this time we will tap out the beat with a woodblock. Now you can hear how rhythm and beat are different things but still work together. If we play our tune faster, we can hear that the woodblock has changed. It is beating more quickly, but the rhythm or pattern of the notes is still the same. We can slow the beat down, and again, whilst the pulse in the woodblock changes, the rhythm of our tune is still just as it was. When we change the speed of the pulse or beat in music like this, we are changing the tempo. Setting the right speed or tempo for a piece of music is one of the most important decisions that a musician has to make. Composers usually say how quickly they want their music to go. Traditionally, they use Italian words. Words like lento, andante, moderato, allegro, and presto all give the musician an idea of how fast or slow a piece of music is meant to be. But you will also see composers who aren't Italian writing instructions in their own language, and these days writing slow at the top of a piece of music is just as good as writing lento. If composers want to say exactly how quickly they want a piece of music to be played, they can put something called a metronome mark on the score. The metronome is a clockwork machine that makes a steady ticking sound at any tempo you choose. It was invented in Germany by a very clever man called Johann Nepomuk Melzel around 1815. A metronome mark is written like this. The letters MM, this means Melzel's metronome, a note value, and a number. The number is how many times the given note value beats in 1 minute. You can then set the metronome to tick at exactly this speed or tempo. So, if you see MM crotchet equals 60, then there will be 60 crotchets in a minute. In other words, the crotchet beat is exactly the same as the second hand on a clock. The beat at crotchet equals 60 would sound like this. If you see MM minim equals 80, then there will be 80 minim beats a minute. That means that at that tempo you would be able to play 80 minims, or 160 crotchets, or 320 quavers in just 1 minute, and so on. These days, metronomes are often little electronic gadgets, and most mobile phones have metronome apps that you can download, so it has never been easier to play at the right speed. If you play in an orchestra, it's the conductor who sets the tempo and shows the musicians what the beat is, so that they can all play in time. The conductor usually holds a baton so that the hand movements he makes are clear for everyone in the orchestra. Anyway, try playing or singing a tune along with a metronome and then increase and decrease the tempo and try again. Get used to feeling the beat and making your music fit with the metronome exactly. When you've got the hang of that, test your memory for tempo. Set your metronome going at a tempo of your choice. Listen to it for a while until you think you've got the feel of the beat, then stop the metronome and sing or play. Then, when you are done, start your metronome up again. Were you still with the beat, or have you fallen out of time? Musicians have to develop what we call an inner clock, and tricks like this help them learn to keep a tempo going steadily and evenly without rushing or dragging, in other words, slowing down. Another thing to do is to find and listen to different performances of the same piece of music. Listen to the tempo of the music. What do you prefer, faster or slower, and why? If you have strong feelings, well, maybe you'll be a conductor one day.
Oh, welcome back. How was it? I hope you enjoyed the class. Yes, I want to guess you enjoyed watching the video. Did you hear the metronome ticking? I did. I heard it and I heard everything clearly. Don't forget what I said that MM stands for. We said is what? The Mazel's metronome. That's the word. Mazel's what? Metronome. MM stands for Mazel's metronome. And also the conductor holds a baton which he uses to control what? The orchestra. Do not forget what an orchestra is. I will also need you to tell me one major thing you learned from the video, because now we are all going to see ourselves knowing what a tempo is in a piece of music. Why not you get a song and also listen just like the video said and determine the tempo of the what? Piece of music. Today's lesson has been very, very fruitful and interesting. It's time for us to take our quiz. That's the next thing we're going to be taking now. Take your quiz and make sure you get every of them correct and perfect. Okay, I'll be seeing you again in our next class. Till I come your way is bye for now, and I want to say